pissing from inside the tent is a lot more effective than doing it from outside. So I wish she had served out her term, which is...
And she's made lots of anti-Semitic comments in the past. They're both...
she wouldn't walk away from them when she was...
She won't. And she's like, I told you Jews control the weather. They're both great replacement theory. They both don't like LGBT people, and they're both Christian nationalists. I think that that's possible, and I think she's going to be the head of this new movement. I think she and Tucker and Nick Fuentes can work together to create this new movement.
I don't that ascendant regime at bay.
You just don't think of Donald Trump and statesmanship.
He is a statesman in his own way.
I kind of think that part of the problem is that Trump
is a political opportunist, and she's going to jump on this. She is jumping on everything that Republicans are disagreeing with Donald Trump about and using it as an opportunity, I think, to run in the future. Again, I know that sounds crazy, but mark my words.
I act independent branch of government and find the spine that has been hidden somewhere in the attic of the White House. Maybe it's somewhere underneath the rubble of the East Wing.
Hello, everybody. Guys, we got Marvel's Kingpin, and this one is a real treat. The long-lost Hanson brother is back on the panel. I couldn't believe it. Let's get into the segment, and we'll talk. You see, now that's a good freeze on Abby. Looking good, Abby. Mommy, looking good.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's surprise decision to leave Congress has set off House Republicans, many of whom are reportedly frustrated with how the Trump team and Speaker Mike Johnson are behaving. Now, there's concern that her exit could prompt others to step aside. A senior Republican lawmaker tells Punchbowl News, quote, "More explosive early resignations are coming. It's a tinderbox. Morale has never been lower. Mike Johnson will be stripped of his gavel, and they will lose the majority before this term is out." And adding to the tensions, New CNN reporting tonight that the president's health care plan, which was originally expected this week, has been delayed due to backlash from his party. Maybe we'll see it in 2 weeks. Am I right? Okay, so Jamal, this is actually, I think, one of the more significant things. I mean, covering Trump in the first term and now in this term, I don't think that we have heard this kind of discontent coming from inside the party's ranks. And people thought that Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning was like, oh, she's just giving up. But she was also making it harder for Mike Johnson to have the votes that he needs. And if many others follow her, they'll be doing the same thing.
You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene wasn't as popular inside the caucus, it turns out, as we thought. But out in Republican land, in MAGA land, she was sort of as popular as a quarter zip in a matcha, right? Like, people thought that maybe she was somebody that she was able to raise money. She was the second most popular fundraiser in the Republican Party. That's got to be a difficult thing for you to manage if you're the speaker. So what we're seeing now is the wall is cracking around Donald Trump, and people are now starting to realize that maybe you can oppose him, whether it's Marjorie Taylor Greene or it's dealing with the filibuster or it's opposing him on this health care bill. Maybe you can oppose him, you can push back, and if that begins to be the norm, I think we may see Trump 2.0 start faster than we thought it was going to start.
I will tell you, I wish she had stayed and served out her term, because I think that the significance of being a MAGA, Trump-loving Republican, she's voted with Donald Trump over 90% of the time, speaking out against some of the abuses of power and calling a spade a spade. Pissing from inside the tent is a lot more effective than doing it from outside. So I wish she had served out her term, which is she's got another year until January 2027. I also think a lot of Republicans logically are reading the writing on the wall. And they saw the consequences, the effects. They saw the results of the elections a few weeks ago. And the idea of going from being in the majority to being in the minority, frankly, is painful, because it's very different.
And they're not being treated well. That's part of the problem. Here's one GOP source saying the entire White House team has treated all members like garbage. And then they blame Mike Johnson for letting it happen, because the Trump team, they don't think Congress matters. And so they have basically ignored them. They've stepped all over them. And now some of these members are speaking up.
So I think it...
And, like, F Marjorie Taylor, like, she's been throwing bombs at everyone. Disgusting, vile behavior. And now she gets a little backlash from her daddy Trump, and she runs away like a little coward. Like Anna Navarro said, I told you, Spanish people can be a little direct and aggressive sometimes. But yeah, she should have stayed in there and peed inside the tent. She should have stayed in Congress and fought back if she actually cared. She's an effing coward and selfish. If it doesn't benefit her, she won't do it. I'm sick of hearing people trying to act like she turned a new leaf. I've seen way too many left-wing YouTube channels praising her. They're so desperate to be proven right. Like, oh, look at you, see, even she agrees with us. Like, don't praise the moron. She's in it for herself. Guys, I was reading that Marjorie Taylor Greene came into Congress in 2019 with $700K, $700,000 in net worth. You know what she's worth now? 25 effing million. 25 million in what, 6 years? Guys, you know how much that is in 6 years? That's about 4 million a year, about 300K a month. Like, she's an effing snake. She can't be trusted. She doesn't care about anyone but herself. Not to say that there's not other Congress members doing that, but like this lady, she has way too much toxicity to believe anything, or to trust her at least. Oh, I'm worried about my constituents and their calls. That's a horrible accent. Sorry, guys. I can't do a Southern accent. Except for saying, go on and get. I like that one. Again, her leaving early is for her benefit, like always. She got hers, and there just isn't a point for her to stay longer. And I think she's going to try to run for presidency or something. Who knows?
Goes even deeper than this, her resignation. So first of all, I'm from Georgia, and it surprises exactly 0 people in Georgia that she resigned, because John Ossoff has been fundraising off of a potential challenge for Marjorie Taylor Greene for like a year. So that's obviously a potential, but I really think that there is a potential for her to be the head of this new Republican movement, the one that is perhaps being created by Tucker and Nick Fuentes. I think that I know it sounds crazy, but think about it. It makes sense, right? They're both America First, anti-Israel, which is a whole big movement there. And she's made lots of anti-Semitic comments in the past. They're both.
She wouldn't walk away from them when she was on
She won't.
CNN.
She's like, I see, I told you Jews control the weather. They're both great replacement theory. They both don't like LGBT people, and they're both Christian nationalists.
Racist
and
as
as
hell,
the
all of
Republican
them.
Party breaks apart, as we're seeing right now, and there's another faction, and with Donald Trump being a lame duck in the office, I truly think that she's saying, you know what, there's an opportunity for me here, because I've been saying these things that people are just now catching
So
on
are
to
you
for a long
saying you
time.
think she's going to run in a Republican primary for Senate in Georgia?
I think that that's possible, and I think
for
that
president?
she's going to be the head of this new movement. I think she and Tucker and Nick Fuentes can work together to create this new movement.
I don't think there's going to be nearly as many defectors as we're predicting right now. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene, and who knows, maybe she has a few other defectors with her. They've gone rogue. But I think what most of the GOP in Congress, which to your point, Abby, they want to recover their agency and actually start legislating, which is a really good idea, because that's what the three, branches of government are supposed to do in harmony. I think what they realize is that this is what happens when someone takes a movement and turns it into an ideology that's divorced from reality. Trump never said America first means America alone. But if Marjorie Taylor Greene had her way, it means that we would isolate from the world stage, retreat fully, we'd have no alliances. But Trump said, look, that
Guys, she has a thick neck. I know that's very weird to say, but am I the only one that noticed that? She has like a thick ass neck. I couldn't not see it.
leaves no room for statesmanship or pragmatism or prudence. Most of us would say, hey, no one was harmed by Trump striking Iran's nuclear facilities, which keeps that ascendant regime at bay.
You just don't think of Donald Trump and statesmanship.
He is a statesman in his own way.
I
No,
kind
he
of
is.
think that part of
Pragmatic
the
and
problem is that Trump is actually untethered to ideology altogether. And I think that's one of the
Absolutely.
reasons that it's hard to hold the coalition together when they don't really even know what they stand for, because it's really just whatever Trump feels on any given
100%.
moment of time. And once Trump is gone from the political scene, which he will be eventually and sometime soon, that's going to be a real problem. And Eric Erickson wrote today, a large part of MAGA has gotten so used to bullying everyone to get their way, they aren't prepared for the reaction from GOP lawmakers and others as lame duck season arrives. Lame duck season might very well be here sooner than maybe Trump thought, sooner than MAGA thought, because he's not really going to be the one dictating what the future is going to look like for MAGA anymore.
When you're chairman of the board of a company,
Guys, I have to do it. I have to do a little singing. Marjorie Taylor Greene's theme song. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Whatever. This is the thing. I'm not sure what Marjorie Taylor Greene is thinking. She can't win the nomination for president as a woman in the Republican Party. Republicans, conservatives, the overwhelming majority just don't believe a woman should be a leader of the party. Way too many of them despise women. They will call her a DI pick. They will be relentless. It goes against everything they believe in. That the woman is the property of the husband and is there to support the husband in his endeavors, not hers. A woman leading the Republican Party. Good luck with that one. Really, good luck. Nick Fuentes, you're going to team up with that guy. I like Madeline, the Democrat strategist there, but there's just no way. Nick Fuentes says women like to be raped. And that the dude said that dating women is gay. I'm not making that up. You take that for whatever it is. I promise he said that. This manosphere idiots, they're not going away. They will squash her like the nasty bug she is. For Marjorie to try it and team up with Nick, I think to win the presidency is hilarious. I knew Marjorie wasn't smart, but this may be dumber than attaching yourself to someone like Trump. I could see her becoming a cabinet, some idiot's cabinet member, but that's as far as I can see it go. This party's moving more towards the right, not to the middle. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
You got to read in your board members, right? And what's happened with this healthcare bill when folks were purported healthcare bill, when folks started learning about that in the newspaper rather than hearing it from the White House themselves or the leadership or anyone, quite frankly, other than reading it in the newspaper, of course they're going to say, I'm just learning this. And they're going to think about, how does this impact my district, right? People who absolutely cannot be for any expansion of Obamacare whatsoever are going to go back, are saying this is what's going to come out. Now, granted, this Trump administration, that could change 6 times over in the next news cycle. We don't know, but it definitely gives people pause when they're surprised and they're coming up on a tight election.
And on the healthcare of it all, Jamal, I mean, I think it's just super important. The healthcare stuff really hits red states hard. And Trump comes out with this plan that basically says they're going to cap incomes, they're going to require monthly premiums for everyone. I mean, he's basically saying we're going to add costs. And people are like, huh? How is this supposed to help us in a tough midterm cycle?
MTG is a political opportunist, and she is going to jump on this. She is jumping on everything that Republicans are disagreeing with Donald Trump about and using it as an opportunity, I think, to run in the future. Again, I know that sounds crazy, but mark my words.
I actually don't want Democrats to have this as a political cudgel, the healthcare issue, because there are 20+ million Americans who are in a panic right now. We are in the middle of open enrollment season. We've got, less than a month left in that open enrollment, and people don't know how much they're going to pay, if there's going to be subsidies or not. What they do know is that their healthcare premiums have gone up, sometimes 300%. And look, I would say on the issue of Republicans resigning and going rogue, maybe what they have to do is start behaving like an independent branch of government and find the spine that has been hidden somewhere in the attic of the White House. Maybe it's somewhere underneath the rubble of the East Wing. Because maybe if you want to be respected, then you shouldn't behave like boot-licking rubber stampers. You want Trump to respect you and pay attention to you? Start doing some oversight about the crypto grift of his family. You want Trump to respect you? Start doing some oversight about the abuses of power by ICE. Start doing some oversight. Trump has gotten away with so much because Republicans in Congress have refused to do any oversight or offer any guardrails to his abuses of power. And that is why he can get away with ignoring them and treating them like garbage.
Preach it, Navarro.
Yes. Here. It shows you the Democrats actually won the shutdown debate, because now Donald Trump is having to react to figure out how to try to fix health care for people. Even if he has a bad plan that Republicans don't like, he is talking about something that Democrats made an issue during the shutdown, and now here we are.
Next for us is Doge.
Guys, that reminds me. Remember that video of Lindsey Graham running away in the airport from MAGA voters because they were so pissed that he went against the president for something? That's why these Republicans are resigning. They're effing cowards. Republicans had a chance to get rid of Trump after January 6th. Don't ever forget that. But they decided not to. They decided not to and bend the knee because they were so power hungry. They did not give a F about their constituents, any of us, anyone, not even their own voters. Then when Trump won the presidency again, they were all giddy about it, pretended like nothing ever happened. Now that they're all in power and they will lose their midterms because Trump is such a disaster, Republicans have no idea how to govern. Now they're running away. Just amazing. Look how effing cowardly they are. Weak, spineless group of people is what these Republicans are. Alphas. Alpha my ass. You guys are a bunch of wusses, wimps. It's stupid. Like, if they plan on coming back into politics, because this will be used against you. Like, that's why even with Marjorie, people are going to use that against her, that you ran away like a coward instead of fighting back. There's just so many reasons why I think Marjorie Taylor Greene presidential aspirations is just not going to work out. They could have stayed, right, and make Trump and Mike Johnson's life even more miserable by fighting back. But they don't, because they know that the MAGA cultists will come after them. And that's what they're afraid of more than anything. Again, effing cowards. Scared of their own voters that they created. They helped to create. They created this bloodthirsty, foaming from the mouth, brain dead group of people. But hey, like Ice Cube said, today's a good day. The more of these idiots drop like flies, the better. It's a net positive. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe. Really helps the channel. Really helps push the message out there. And I'll catch you in the next one.